Hello and a very warm welcome to all the viewers of 3.0 TV. This is Manoj Dara. So we enter our third segment and our last segment. So with a value pegged to another currency, stablecoins in theory maintain steady price levels, hence the name. However, as investors saw in Terra Luna episode and the USD crash in May 2022, which our guest has also highlighted, even stablecoins are subject to diminishing value in times of volatility if underlying pegs are lost or drop in value themselves. So we have been talking about this, and this is what they have also suggested. As investors continue to search for reliable instruments in the face of inflation and market uncertainty, enhancing stability in the stablecoin space is actually an essential effort for attracting continued and new investments. Oliver has also mentioned about the broader initiative which they have taken, but there are few things which we really need to discuss. Practical ways the space can improve stability and reassure investors' confidence. My next question to Shamik is, should strict rules should be implemented as far as proof of reserve requirement is concerned for the underlying assets? Very quickly, if you can just, you mentioned about few challenges, and I'm talking about implementation now.
Yeah, so first of all, I mean, definitely, again, comes down to not encumbering the underlying asset behind the stablecoin. But coming back to implementing rules and regulations, this is the whole issue, is that we are in a very different world. Where we're in a world of non-trust. You speak to Gen Z right now, they don't believe anything, zero. And if you even if you tell a regulator, companies like Comtech, Navin, and myself, we would love the regulators to come and just police everything. Like, please, just police it so we don't have to answer the question, is the gold really there? Is the reserves really there? We're constantly trying to explain to people that it's there. And then you go to the regulators and they say to us, well, we don't really regulate this industry. We're not regulating gold. So then we're trying to find other police around the world which people trust in so that they can police and be sure that our gold is there. And then, okay, fine, let's say we get the regulators on board and they understand. Now you go to the US and you tell them we've got regulation in India or in Dubai, and that's as good as being regulated on Mars if you speak to someone, the everyday person there. Like, literally, you may as well be regulated on Mars. So, having these rules in place is great, but who's going to govern the rules? Nobody even wants to take that responsibility now. Everyone's scared. So, for companies like us, we're trying to put the rules in place from some universal police, whoever it is that comes up with it. Please do so that we can get rid of the problem of the reserves in the back and get rid of the problem of that and actually provide a product to the market that everybody in the world will trust. And I think this is the whole problem. Yes, there should be rules. Who's going to implement them? Nobody wants to take responsibility. They want to pass it on to the next guy. And then even if you do get the proof of reserves and you do get the trust and the price waterhouses and whatever or not you want to do to show people, now you're in a different country and they don't even know who you are and you're basically on Mars. So this is the conundrum of this entire thing, but we will continue to try.
So Navin, very, very quickly, if you can just mention what Shamik has said, that he is actually inviting the regulators to come and do their due diligence. And what is your view, the implementation of strict reserves requirement for underlying assets? How will this transparency help the entire ecosystem?
No, so Shamik has rightly pointed out the irony of the situation. So if you see the regulators globally, nobody says that cryptos are illegal. They only say that we don't regulate them.
Exactly.
So this is where we have been trying hard because there is no one regulating this particular industry. And that's the whole concept of decentralization, to build in a governance factor. And proof of reserve is the utmost important thing for a stable coin because that's where the whole backing lies in.
Exactly.
So we have tied up with the DMCC, who are endorsing each of our tokens. We have stored the gold independently with Transguard, which is part of Emirates Group. We have a specific page on our website called Transparency, where we publish the proof of reserve on a periodic basis so that anybody who wants to look at whether the gold exists, yes, it exists. To the extent we have gone to the extent of inviting people saying, if you want to go and see the vault and see the gold, please be our guest, but at a fee, because we don't want it to be a gold museum where people start coming to us saying, okay, I want to see the gold.
Okay.
But At that point in time, there needs to be some governance globally accepted where you can apply and it is acceptable globally. Because as Shamik said, if I go to US, they're going to ask me, okay, what is Dubai? What is DMCC? Why should I trust you? So that needs to come in.
So Oliver, if you can just highlight few things about embracing radical transparency, and since Navin also mentioned about it's his POR mechanism, and so do you think so? If these things will be implemented, will help bring stability and assurance in investors' mind?
Well, you know already that we also trust Navin with our gold-backed token, so we trust in what he has built in Dubai. And I think, yes, maybe it's a wish to have a universal regulator, but that is kind of a universal government and universal rule set, which I don't think it's going to happen very easy or very soon or maybe never. So what we have to do is we have to find for ourselves the best jurisdiction, reputable jurisdiction, which we trust in and where we store our values. So we decided, for example, to do this with Navin in Dubai. And I think this is the right place for storing the gold. When it comes to our fiat-backed coins, okay, yes, this is, of course, a little bit easier because we just hold the fiat balances on the account, and it's quite easy auditable. I understand the challenge for the gold, but I think at the moment we just have to live with that. We choose our jurisdiction that we trust in, and I think the users will do so as well. Navin, I think you're doing good in Dubai. Don't see any problem so far from any users. I haven't seen any doubts.
So you haven't seen any doubt. That's a word coming in from Oliver. One last question, gentlemen, before I let you go. I will start with Navin. We have seen a broader concern in the cryptocurrency market from the Terra Luna collapse. So what are the key takeaways? Do you think so? Now it's a time of implementation as the global leaders such as you are looking up to the regulators and asking them to do the due diligence, and this is something which is a big positive thing for the industry as well. So pump the brakes on issuances when the problem of liquidity leading to insolvency in the ecosystem arises. How important is this step, and when this brake should be put on? Navin, your closing remarks on that.
You see, it's a high time that the regulators start looking at it, because it's not a small market. It's not a small market cap. So as you rightly said, it's around 144 billion worth of stable coins in the market. But who's regulating it? But at the same time, you have millions of investors who are invested into this stable coins. So it is important at this point in time that the proof of reserve, the licensing of stable coins, be it from different regulations of different jurisdictions, come into play so that people have some bit of trust, rather than this can destroy the whole beautiful ecosystem of blockchain which has been built in, where people now start mixing blockchain and cryptocurrencies as one. So people need to understand that the technology is beautiful. It offers you the whole decentralization thing, so you're not restricted to only one particular thing. But the governance factor has to come in play. Fantastic. To ensure that confidence of people come in.
Shamik, a quick take on that. Your closing remarks.
Yeah, I think that trust is earned at this stage until, as Navin mentioned, until the right governance is put in place. I think there's DeFi, which is a great way to build trust. So we want to utilize the blockchain as much as we can so that the transparency is there for the users. And I think that users simply need to go a step forward and educate themselves on what they're buying, how a stablecoin is actually a stablecoin, or how a crypto is a crypto, why it is, are they algorithmic, et cetera, et cetera. Go deep into it, check the audit reports. Most reputable companies have audited their code. It is a set rules of instructions that their product is moving with. Look into that code. Nothing is beneath or above anyone. It's not so confusing if you take the time, if you're going to put your hard-earned money. Just look into the project, look into the code. If you don't know, find someone that knows, and make sure that there's no backdoors into this contract that can cause a collapse, and go the extra mile until the regulators are there to do it for you. And stick with companies that are, building trust and earning your trust slowly. And I think that's the only way that we can kind of proceed in a new industry.
Trust and governance, that's the word coming in from Shamik Raja. Oliver, your closing remarks on that.
Yes, actually I'm thinking it's always the same. If you invest in a stable coin, if you invest in other cryptos, if you invest in any other company, what you have to do is do your DD on the people that are doing the business. So it's not just look at the smart contract, but do your due diligence on the people behind, look at the team. If you want to invest in a company, you would not just look at the business plan, but you want to meet the team. You want to understand who are the people behind. And then also, when it is, for example, a company, then you will see, is this maybe a company which is only situated at the Bahamas because it's very easy to operate? Or maybe it's a company like Globians, which has already licenses in America, in Europe, in Switzerland, and also in Australia. So we have gone the extra mile to get regulated and licensed all over the world, because exactly for this reason, that the people can have the trust in what we are doing. So I know that there are very big exchanges that are situated in offshore, and you have to just think yourself, is this the best company to trust in with your assets or not? But that's your own decision. And the same goes for the cryptos that you invest in, the same goes for the stable coins that you buy. So just do your own research, whatever you do.
Just do your own research before making any investments, because cryptocurrency markets are highly volatile. You should always consult your financial advisor before making any financial bets. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for being part of this panel discussion. Navin, thank you so much for joining from Dubai. And it was a pleasure having you for Comtech. We wish you all the best. Shamik Raja, we have interacted after the Dubai Expo. Thank you so much for being a panelist and giving your views and guiding our viewers what's the next step they should take as far as investments in this stablecoin is concerned. Oliver, thank you so much for joining and giving this global perspective, and the kind of work, the commendable kind of work which you guys are doing is actually a double thumbs up from our side. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for being part of this panel. We hope to see you again soon. Thank you.
Thank you.
Manoj.
Bye.
That's all there is in today's special episode in Digitally Unplugged. This is Manoj Dsouza signing off. But keep watching 3.0 TV for more such interesting interviews and updates from the global guests. Thank you.